Hey, what's up? It's Tati, and I'm back with another review. This time, Wrestlemania 39, Night 1. The set was absolutely beautiful. The show was heavily produced. But you know what? That's WWE. They got the money, they got the budget, so they can make that happen. You know me, I love pro wrestling. I don't care if it's done in a barn. I want to see great matches. So we started off the night with the hosts, The Miz and Snoop Dogg. They really had great chemistry, so it was okay. There was a couple of cheesy things from The Miz, but what's new when it comes to The Miz? He's always been like a cheesy guy, but he's a really great worker. Really surprised to see John Cena and Austin Theory open the show. Definitely was not expecting that. WWE had released a poster for with the schedules for night 1 and night 2, and for night 1, you saw a really big picture of Austin Theory and John Cena, and then for night 2, you see Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. So I thought that that was going to be the closing match, and that just wasn't the case, and surprised that they opened the show with it anyway. It was a decent match. Now, don't hate me for this, but I really felt like this match could have been on any other pay-per-view and it would have just been fine. It didn't really feel too much like a WrestleMania moment. Maybe for Austin Theory, definitely felt like a WrestleMania moment, but it just didn't really seem like something, based off what they did, it didn't do anything spectacular, should I say, that would make it feel like something that you would see at WrestleMania. But either way, Austin Theory ended up taking the win. This I already knew. I knew there's just no way John Cena was going to win this. Now, the only thing I really can complain about is the referee, okay? First of all, there was this point of the match where the referee got hurt and he acted like he was about to die, okay? At that point, Austin Theory hits John Cena with a low blow, and what happened after that? Yeah, he hit him with a low blow, then hit him with his finisher. By the time he got his finisher, okay, surprisingly, the referee just stopped acting and just went for the count, 1, 2, 3, and Austin Theory won. And I was like, wait a minute, referees don't need to know how to sell too? Like, okay, you're on the corner acting like you're about to die. Okay, cool. But now, the second you know you're supposed to be where you're supposed to be, you just act like that moment before just didn't happen. I didn't like that at all. The referees are just as part of the match as wrestlers are, and they need to know how to sell. That's the only thing that I could complain about with this match, not necessarily with John or Austin in this match, but it was a great way to open the show. Just didn't feel like WrestleMania. On to the WrestleMania Showcase match, we do have Alpha Academy, Ricochet, Braun Strowman, the Viking Raiders, and the Street Profits. As to my surprise, the Street Profits actually won this match. They were my pick to who I wanted to win, but I honestly thought that the Viking Raiders or Alpha Academy was going to take this win. Everybody had really great chemistry in this match. I really do feel like every tag team here had a chance to shine. Like I said, I was blindsided by the Street Profits winning this. However, I'm kind of hoping, like how I predicted, that Street Profits would win. And then on Monday Night Raw, we would have Montez Ford break away from Street Profits. That's what I'm hoping for. So there's still a little possibility for that. So I would definitely like to see that. I just feel like he's just better off on his own. So no, I'm not trying to be some type of way towards Angelo, but I just really feel like Montez Ford, it's time. It's definitely time for him to move on. Really great match. To be honest, they should have opened the show with this. Up next, we had Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul. And I had to say, I was impressed with Logan Paul here. I really feel like, yeah, he's not a wrestler, but he's a great athlete. So basically, he's someone that could probably adapt into any type of situation. And I do think that he's learned and he's taken in that information, and it really showed in the ring. And obviously working with somebody like Seth Rollins, who obviously helps him look good as well, I really think that this was a really great show for him. So I was a little bit impressed with him. Now, Logan Paul comes out with a zip line. I always get nervous seeing people do things like this. You already know why. So I was just like, please, God, just as long as he make it to the ground, that's all I care about. He came out with somebody that was in like a suit from an energy drink. I don't drink these things, so I really don't know what that was about. But obviously, that was for I guess that's his brand. So this was an advertisement for his brand, if anything, okay? Because he came down to the ring with a drink that he was drinking, and during the match he had that as well. So yes, it was an advertisement. I hate shit like this with wrestling. Anyway, the match was really great. There was several near falls where I kind of felt a little worried about Seth winning this. I really felt like it just made sense for Seth to win over Logan. But like I said, I was really impressed with what he did. Now, there was a part of the match where the person who was in that costume, the energy drink costume, took off their mask. And it's somebody that people know. I have no idea. If you're not a wrestler, I don't know what else is going on in this world. So I don't know who he was specifically, but he took it off. And Michael Cole said his name. I can't really remember who he was, but is a friend of Logan Paul. And I guess he was just helping him get involved or whatnot. So now we have a spot where they help each other get Seth Rollins onto the Spanish announce table. Rest in peace, the Spanish announce table. Like every year, it's always something with that. So now Seth Rollins is laying on the table. And the dude who's in that costume, he has his phone like he's live streaming it. I have no idea. And he's not paying attention. Logan Paul, he's on the top rope and he's ready to, I think give an elbow or just dive onto the table onto Seth Rollins. And right before he was going to come down from the top rope, he is drinking that energy drink. So like I said, it was all advertisement or whatever. And while he's drinking with his, mouth up or whatever. So he doesn't pay attention. So that second that he moves and looks up while he's drinking, Seth grabs that dude that's in that costume and lays him on the table. And by the time Logan Paul realized that it was his friend laying down on that table and not Seth Rollins, it was already too late. Now, his dude sold it like a champ. Logan Paul basically landed on a teddy bear, so he ain't hurt. The match continues. Seth Rollins ended up taking the win. I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. Great match. Great match. Can't wait to see what they do with Seth Rollins because he deserves so much more. And I'm rooting for him to have a really great year. Definitely. Next, we had Damage Control versus Lita, Becky, and Trish. I don't have much to say about this. To be honest, Lita and Trish, they definitely do not perform like how they used to. They're way past that. I get that. So, but kudos to them to coming in the ring and performing. However, I really feel like that did take away from the match as well. I was really hoping Damage Control was going to take the win. Unfortunately, that just didn't happen. While I like Lita and Trish, I really feel like the focus should be on, the current stars. Like, they're just going to be here for a few weeks and then they're going to leave. I don't really know if that helped Damage Control in any way. This match right here didn't really feel like a WrestleMania match. It could have literally been on any other pay-per-view and it would have been whatever. But I'm kind of disappointed with this. The result and the match, I don't think it lived up to, I think, what a lot of people were expecting. I think there was a wrong call here. Up next, we had Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. From the jump, this whole thing, they were pulling on our emotions. We do have Dominic coming out with, like, police officers in handcuffs like he's some kind of criminal. Like, bro, nobody's buying that when it comes to you. And then we have Rey Mysterio who comes out in a lowrider driven by Snoop Dogg. And at first, they had, like, Snoop Dogg song playing. And then they had Eddie Guerrero's theme playing. And that just made me feel so freaking emotional. I was like, damn, why did y'all do this to me? Like, I was really trying to hold it in, especially after seeing Mark Briscoe things from last night. Now this, I was just like, please, this is just too much. But I had so much goosebumps, and I just felt really, really emotional before the match even started. So this, like I said, Ray's last match, I really like that that's how they came out. A lot of people kept saying, oh, Dominic should come out with a low rider and all that stuff, mocking Eddie or whatever. But I think they did it the right way. 100% with Ray being the one to come out with the low rider with Eddie music coming out. I really, really love that. Like, throughout the match, it was all about, you know, Aaliyah and Ray's wife were ringside. They played a part into that too. We had Bad Bunny on commentary. At first I thought that was a little bit strange, but then he actually ends up helping Ray later on in the match. One of my favorite parts of this match was Rey Mysterio taking off his belt and giving Dominic an ass whooping. I just felt like everybody in the damn arena wanted to see that. Like, he needed an ass whooping after everything that's had happened recently. So I really thought that was a really cool touch to this. This was, I think, Dominic's best match. But not to be too critical, but I really feel like with this match, Dominic has learned new things. And I feel like it showed here. Maybe not in the best way, but still, I do think him working with his dad is obviously a dream match for him. It's something, obviously, that Rey Mysterio appreciates as well, despite, the storyline with Dominic and him. But everything went really well. Now we do have Judgment Day come out. It's only Finn and Damian Priest that come out. Damian takes off his jacket and leaves it in the corner of the ring, but really you probably wouldn't think anything of it. However, later on, Dominic goes to the jacket and there's actually a huge ass chain in there. So he wraps it around his fist like he's gonna knock Ray with it. And then out of the blue, Bad Bunny comes out and snatches it from his hand. And then from there, it went left for Dominic, and Rey Mysterio ended up taking the win. To be honest, I love heels, so I just looked at it in a way where the best thing to happen was for Dominic to win. But when Rey Mysterio won, and it was just such a heartfelt moment, obviously because it's his last match. He just got into the Hall of Fame. So it felt good, but like for me, I really wanted Dominic to win. For, storyline purposes, I think it would have really worked out. This was a great match. I really enjoyed it. Up next, we had Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Let me keep this short and sweet. This was my favorite match of the night, surprisingly. I did say in my prediction videos that I'm not a fan of neither of these girls. I still am not. But I do think that they're really great competitors. It's just the personas just don't get me. However, this probably was, dare I say, Rhea's best match that she's ever had. She really gave her all, obviously, to get this title. I really enjoyed this. The only thing that I can complain about was that there were so many near falls where I was just like, okay, like this is a lot. I kind of wish I went back and count how many that there was. But I really thought that both these girls knocked it out the park. I was impressed. Yes, definitely was impressed with these two. I really enjoyed this. Rhea winning this was a really, really great call. That made me even more want to Dominic to win his match. Like, I think that would have really, really helped. And then if Finn won tomorrow night, that would have been cool too. Obviously, that's not the case, but congrats to Rhea. She looked really, really great. Can't wait to see what she does with her title reign. Okay, so up next we have a match that was not scheduled, which was The Miz versus Pat McAfee. I don't know what it is with Michael Cole always marking the fuck out for Pat. I don't know. This moment was so unnecessary. If it didn't happen like how it was scheduled not to happen, that would have been perfectly fine. To me, I feel like it was just a cringy moment. I wasn't surprised that somebody was going to come out and have some type of moment with The Miz. That I wasn't surprised about. But when it was Pat that came out, I was like, oh, him. Nobody else could have showed up. Like, I don't know. It just didn't really feel like a great moment. It just felt like something silly that they just wanted to put on. They got a ref to come out, and they rang the bell, and they had a match. The Miz is in a glittery ass suit. Like, what the fuck do you want him to do with a suit and church shoes? Like, what is he going to do when you got Pat, who's dressed up like somebody who might fight somebody? So already with that, there was an advantage. Some football player, I don't know anything about football, so I don't know who it was, came out and helped Pat, and he ended up winning. Like, okay, I don't know. It was really cringy. Didn't like it. Versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. If you know the story, the history of Sami and Kevin, this is definitely more than just the storyline that they've had with the Usos recently. So I could totally see why, especially long-time fans would have wanted to see them win. However, for me, I just kind of want to see the bloodline thing drag out a little bit more. So I was rooting for the Usos the whole time, like literally screaming at my TV like a mad person. This match played out playing on the fans' emotions as well. Throughout the match, you can really hear the fans just going crazy for Kevin and Sami, and I totally understand. But for me, I was playing favorites, and I was like, you know what, the Usos, I really want them to win. All four of these guys put a tremendous match together. For whatever reason, I think I still enjoyed Charlotte versus Rhea a little bit more, but this match had a little bit more of all types of emotions, and the physicality and the intensity. Everything really played out in this match. So I could totally see why someone would consider this to be the best match of the night. We do have Sami Zayn, who, you know, he was down, and we had Kevin Owens telling him to get up, stand on your feet. We almost there. We about to get this. And that just made me feel like, oh my God, like, I don't know, that just made me feel so warm inside to just see these two being in that moment and, you know, trying to finish the Usos off together. I really enjoyed that. These two teams, they gave it their all, and they showed up and showed out. I really enjoyed this match. We do have Sami hitting Jay with a hell of a kick 3 times in the end, and they go for the pin. 1, 2, 3. We got new champs. I'm happy for them. I really am happy for them. WWE, don't fuck this up tomorrow with having Roman Reigns lose this. I will not be happy if that's the case. Like I said, I still wouldn't be surprised if that happened. So the first night actually was not bad. It was decent, and I think we had 2 really strong matches that I would recommend. Obviously, the Usos and Sami and Kevin, and then Charlotte with Rhea. I really recommend those 2. I think those were absolutely the 2 best matches of the night. Guys, I'll be back tomorrow with my review for night 2 of WrestleMania. Bye.